Yeah, so we're going to be talking about poverty is not abuse. And Sonia,
can you say that again? Can you say that again, Classie?
Yes. Let me say that for the folks in the back. Poverty is not abuse. And Sonia, this is something that permeates every one of our cases because we know as parents, attorneys, that poor folks are always suspect. Everyone looks at poor people in a way that we don't look at people with resources, in a way that we don't look at individuals that live in nice neighborhoods. Everything, every little thing that poor people do is dissected. So, Sonia, let's talk a little bit about these misconceptions, because you and I both know that we've had cases that wouldn't be cases.
Right.
If the family did not live in a poor neighborhood. So tell us a little bit about some misconceptions that you have noticed in your work.
I'll share a story. So when I first started thinking about working in this area, a colleague came up to me and said, they're looking for attorneys to represent parents in child welfare cases. And I thought, child welfare? No, I mean, those parents did whatever they did. And hey, they need to deal with whatever brought them into the child welfare system. Then the colleague, kept saying, no, we really do need parent attorneys. And so finally I said, yes, I went to a training and got all of this wonderful training from the public defender's office. And then I started doing these cases. And I thought to myself, this is nothing like what I thought child welfare was about. When you think about child welfare, you think about the horrific stories that you hear about in the news. You think about the couple in California, the Turpin case that, kept their children locked in the home and chained up to beds. You think of those horrific stories. But the child welfare that we are involved in, the kind of cases that you and I see, are nothing like those cases. What we see are poor people caught in a system.
Mm-hmm.
I was astonished. And in fact, let me say it this way. The number of physical abuse cases that I've come across are very few. The number of sexual abuse cases that I've come across are very few. The majority of cases, am I right, Classie, fall under the title of neglect.
Absolutely.
And that's a broad category, right?
Yep.
So in your practice, now, like I said, I've been doing this for a while now. I think I've seen a handful of physical abuse cases, maybe a handful of sexual abuse cases.
Yeah, they're rare. They're rare. I mean, like you said, a handful.
The vast majority are neglect cases. And what's interesting is and I think this is nationwide, but certainly our state keeps records. Our child welfare agency keeps records. And if you go to their website and you look at maltreatment types, they will demonstrate for you exactly what we're saying. So I think in 2014 in our state, 10% of the cases involved were physical abuse cases. 7% were sexual abuse cases. Another 10% fell in the category of sort of multiple maltreatment types. But the vast majority, 73% of the cases reported were neglect cases. And that's certainly been true in my practice. Has that been true in your practice, Classie?
It has been. And